Welcome, everybody, to PinstripeChronicles podcast. I'm Tats. I'm here with Donald and Rob, and you are listening on sportinarium.com/player for SportsWire Radio. And the Gold Glove nominees and the finalists are out. And as again, every year, here are the Yankees getting snubbed in some of the voting. And don't tell me because Gallo was in there that they acknowledged the Yankees because he was only here for half the year. So I'm not buying that narrative. How Judge is not recognized for his defense is really just an insult. It really is. You know, he alone prevents more runs than our catcher because of his arm. So that alone should give him a lot more recognition for what he does on the field aside from the bat. Guys, your opinion.
We surprised, Aaron Judge is a top 5 player in baseball. I've been saying this. He is elite. He's elite offensively and defensively, and he continues to get snubbed. But it is what it is. I'm not surprised about it. The fact that Gallo's on that list and they have the Rangers and Yankees listed as his teams when he barely played right field for us and he played left field for us. And as Donald said before we hit record, not particularly well. He wasn't great defensively in left field. But these awards, they're going down the tube so much. Like it's becoming a non-thing at this point. Like Perez getting nominated for catcher when, if you look at all like the metrics, wasn't great defensively. I mean, it sucks. It's annoying because you look at it's kind of like a popularity thing, and you would think that Aaron Judge would be on that list due to popularity, but I don't know. Do we even trust the writers?
He wears the wrong uniform to be promoted.
Yeah, it's a good point. If he
I'll just sum it up succinctly, really. The fact that Clint Frazier got nominated for a Gold Glove last year.
You're right.
For basically a try-hard award, right? He basically got nominated because he tried hard defensively. And then the fact that Aaron Judge has been basically ignored from this award for years now is quite unbelievable. Aaron Judge played the smoothest center field this year, considering he never played center field before. He was great at center and right field. His rocket arm was so important at holding runners in check. And it's pretty wild, but I mean, these awards are stupid. I don't look too much into it. I don't think the Yankees were snubbed necessarily. I don't think a lot of Yankees deserved any recognition defensively apart from Aaron Judge. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. But it is kind of funny that Clint Frazier got nominated last year and Aaron Judge hasn't even been considered. I mean, Aaron Judge is elite defensively. And I think really the way these things are measured, though, is the stats rather than the eye test. If you look at your eyes, you can see that Aaron Judge plays a flawless right field. But the stats were obviously going to go with Joey Gallo's favor because of his arm is absolutely insane, and he's saved a bunch of runs doing that. So Gallo is a very good outfielder, better right fielder than he is left fielder, in my opinion. But I just think that it's just funny how these things are calculated.
No, and I'm not trying to diminish what Gallo is in the outfield. I think his defense for most up until the end of the year, where he started to kind of stumble a little bit, his defense was making up for some of the offensive issues. Which is fine because it did give his need had balance. Where he might not be that that automatic threat in the lineup like Judge and Stanton were, but at least you knew that if the ball was hit to him, you were going to get the right. He was going to be in the right position. He was going to be able to he reads the ball really well off the bat. So you were able to kind of be like, all right, I'd rather have, with the way the rest of the defense was playing, I'd rather have the defensive advantage with one player in the lineup than the offensive, which is also
Tats, why don't you read why don't you read out the candidates per position,
so
and we'll just choose which ones we'll choose
we'll
which ones
get
should get the
All
vote.
right. So for the American League, for the pitcher, we have Jose Berrios for the Blue Jays, Zach Greinke for the Astros, Dallas Keuchel for the White Sox.
I like Berrios
Keuchel.
for that one.
I think Berrios.
Keuchel's, I think Keuchel's excellent defensively. I'd go with Keuchel.
See, the advantage for Keuchel is he does get a lot of those ground balls, and he does, he's very quick off the mound to position himself if it comes back to him. So actually, I'm actually going to go with Keuchel also then, because when you take that into account, that's why the pitchers get the Gold Glove. It's being able to really position yourself from being a pitcher to a fielder. Keuchel is one of the best at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right, for catcher, which is always such a weak position to begin with across the league. You have Martine Maldonado from the Astros, Sean Murphy of the A's, and Sal Perez from the Royals. That's tough.
I'll go Maldonado. It's not Perez. I'll tell you that right now. Not Perez. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's not Perez. I'm taking Maldonado.
I'll
think you have to go.
probably. Yeah, I think I'll probably do a clean sweep on that. Let's see here. Maybe Murphy's very good defensively. But I'm just looking through what the MLB.com I've got here. Maldonado led American League catchers with 19 caught stealings this season, and Perez is one behind him with 18. And Murphy is +8 with defensive runs saved. So I would say it's between Maldonado and Murphy. Maybe because the nerds love defensive runs saved stat, they might do that. So I'll go Murphy.
I want Murphy. You got to give him a little bit of a recognition, because he really did he developed really well for this year. He wasn't a name that a lot of people knew about, but this year he kind of stepped into a spotlight a little bit, and it didn't affect his play at all. And that says a lot too about his work ethic at the plate, behind the plate. So I think the catcher, I think it's going to be Maldonado, but Murphy deserves some recognition for his season. The catches are tricky, because you can always look at one and then diminish the other. First base is Yuli Gurriel, Matt Olson, and Jared Walsh.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Matt Olson.
Future Yankee Matt Olson, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Matt Olson, because he actually leads AL first baseman with defensive runs saved metric. So I'm going to go with Matt Olson.
Speaking of first base, and the problem is that actually, let me look to see if what the National League one is real quick. Rob, you want to give your thoughts on who you think it is?
I think it should be Matt Olson. The guy's terrific. If he is on the market in a trade, which I don't think Oakland would be dumb enough to trade him, although they just lost their manager. They could lose Billy Beane. Maybe they just go for a full reset and manifesting that. Any team in baseball would want this guy. He plays excellent defense. He's a great hitter. One of the best, if not the best, at his position in the league right now. So I'll take. I think he gets it. I'm not trying to diminish the other two. Gurriel's good as well, and so is Walsh. But I think the DRS stat is very important, especially nowadays, and he's top. So.
Yeah, no. What I was looking for to see if a name came up on the list was Rizzo, and I think Rizzo got hurt by going from the National to the American League, because he is still he came over to the Yankees and played Gold Glove first base.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Rizzo probably should have been mentioned.
No, we're giving him the the by league Gold Glove. He definitely needs the recognition. And
I give him the
that
Yankee Gold Glove.
I think that hurts players in these awards. That's why why I don't take these awards seriously. When you get a phenomenal player, if he goes from, like when Betts went to the American League to the National League, how do you determine which league he won the award for? Does he get nominated for both? That's always an option. So, I think that kind of takes away.
Rizzo deserves a Gold Glove for the fact that he had to receive balls from Odor and Gleyber Torres. I mean, miraculously managed to scoop the majority of them. So I think it's a no-brainer that he should win the Gold Glove for that, Rizzo alone.
Yeah, and like we talk about, Rizzo was, look, just throw the ball in my direction. I'll take care of it from there. That level of confidence and skill. He might not get that Gold Glove nomination this year, but he's definitely a Gold Glove first baseman that hopefully will be back. I know he wants to come back. The Yankees don't know if they want him back because, I don't know, some stupid number in the bottom of a book somewhere.
So second base, bro.
All right, we got Dave Fletcher, Whit Merrifield, and Semien. And I think if we go anybody but Merrifield, we're going to get in trouble.
Well, in that case, I'm taking Fletcher.
In that case, I'm going to go with Semien. Merrifield paced all AL second baseman with plus 14 defensive runs saved, while Fletcher had 12, Semien 11. Although Fletcher's finished first among American League second baseman with a plus 9 OAA. So Fletcher's a good shout.
There really is no wrong answer here if you think about it. Like, Fletcher's great, Merrifield's great. So is Semien. Marcus Semien might have been the best free agent signing in all of baseball last year.
Yeah, I'll just go with Semien.
Fletcher also wouldn't surprise me if he won it. He was another one like a Sean Murphy that really kind of came into his own this year, and this is going to be This is going to be one like first base. Whoever wins it, you're okay with. There's really nobody that didn't belong or just got the popularity nod like catcher did. So for third base, we got Matt Chapman, Jose Ramirez, and Joey Wendell.
Chapman, easy.
Chapman's outstanding. I want to pick Jose Ramirez because I want to get really, really greedy. I just want our front office to go get everybody, and I want to trade for him too. If we pulled off some crazy trades for Ramirez and Olson this offseason, you know how good that infield could be? But Matt Chapman's also great, so I'll go with the clean sweep for this award.
I mean, looking at the outs above average for Chapman, it's plus 17. Ramirez is plus 7. I mean, it's just like
it is.
Close.
Yeah.
Chapman's one of the elite third basemen. He's not just good, great. He's that guy that everybody wants on their team because of his defense, and that's why he gets the clean sweep with us, I guess. All right, shortstop. We got Carlos Correa, J.P. Crawford, Anderson Simmons. We know Correa's getting it.
Gleyber Torres. What are you talking about? Come on. It's Correa. Future New York Yankee, Carlos Correa.
Well, yeah, Evan's head going to.
Look at just going back to the numbers. Oh my God, Correa.
Correa's insane.
21 defensive runs saved, plus 21. Simmons, 14. Crawford, 8. 21. Damn, he's the good defensively. Holy shit.
I'll mirror Evan for a minute. For somebody you don't even want to, you just want to punch him in the face, but not watching what he does on the field, you're really denying yourself a solid, performance from a baseball player that you want from everybody that plays in that position, or plays on the team overall. Correa he does bring a different energy to it, and he really enjoys what he does. But as Evan would say, F Correa.
No, Correa is awesome. Absolutely unbelievable. He's in a World Series. The Yankees aren't even close, so you got to give him some credit. Got to give him some props.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the credit. I do enjoy watching him play. It pains me to have to look at him.
Well, you're going to be in a lot of pain next year when he's wearing pinstripes, buddy. So.
I'll put a little tape over the shortstop position so I don't have to look at him. We'll blur him out.
I'm hoping he's in pinstripes next year. Hoping.
Well, if they're talking about spending the money that they are, it better be for him, because he's the only one really worth that money.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll leave that at that. All right, left field, we have Randy Arozarena, Andrew Benintendi, and Gurriel Jr.
Benintendi's always like sneaky good, no matter where he is. Like when he was with Boston, he always did a good job. And his 1 year in Kansas City, he had a really good season. He got hurt a little bit, but overall, he's a great player. And Kansas City could probably move him this year for a lot in return. So I want to pick Benintendi. I also like what Arozarena did this year, so that's a toss-up for me. I really can go either way with one of those two. Then there's Gurriel as well. I mean, this is really a toss-up between all three, as far as I'm concerned. I'll take Benintendi though, just for the sake of having a choice. I'll take Benintendi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Gurriel. I think his what does it say? Gurriel led all the major league left fielders with 12 assists.
Exactly.
5 more.
So I'm going to go with Gurriel.
5 more than the next. So I think Gurriel gives you that factor that we talked about with Judge, where he does prevent the batters to take the extra base, and I think that's very important because it sets up double plays when you hold a long single, when a long hit to the outfield. If you hold that to a single to keep yourself set up for a double play, I think that's very important. So I'm gonna, being that they left out Judge, I'll give it to Gurriel for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 finalists are +7 defensive runs saved. So the only thing that differentiates them is Gurriel's leading assists. So that's why I go with Gurriel as well.
Center field is Kiermaier, Miles Straw, and Michael Taylor.
I don't know.
Still, even though he doesn't have the same role, same bat like when he first came up, his defense is still just elite. Some of those balls he runs down, you don't even think anybody would be able to make it. And next thing you know, he's standing there waiting for it to fall.
Yeah.
Dude's super fast.
I want to change it up. I want to see Michael Taylor get one.
I do like Michael.
He's kind of been tossed around the last few years. Like he didn't really have much of a role with Washington. They used him, and now new team. I want to see Michael Taylor get one.
Well, Taylor ranks second among MLB outfielders with plus 15 outs above average.
That's good.
That's damn good.
Backs up your case.
Yep. And Straw was ranked third, so that gives. I would give it to Taylor. And then for right field, we have.
Well, hey, yo. I'm going to go with Kiermaier. This is a chance to win his 4th Gold Glove, so I'm going to go with Kiermaier.
Yeah, he's already got a few. Give it to somebody else.
Give it to Ray, man. They're pretty damn good.
Yeah, it does get a little boring when the same people win every year. It's like we already know who the MVP. We knew who the MVP was before the season started. All right. Right field is Hunter Renfroe, Kyle Tucker, Joey Gallo.
Aaron Judge.
Yep. Let's see.
I'm not picking. It's Aaron Judge.
No right field vote. So that was the.
I would go with Hunter Renfroe. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Renfroe, he did have a good year. He did stand out a little bit, but I'm not.
Do we go through the National League?
I'm with Rob. I'm not giving an official vote on it because they have the wrong one. They're missing somebody.
Do we go through the National League quickly, or
we do that? Sure, why not? We got time.
So we got catcher, you got Yadier Molina, JT Real Muto, Jacob Stallings, Pirates? Really? Well, it's between Molina and Real Muto for me.
Give it to Yachty. You know, he's retiring soon. Give him one more. I'm sick of hearing Real Muto's name. I'll give it to Yachty. Why not?
His 10th Gold Glove. This would be his 10th.
For Molina? Give him the double digit.
Yeah.
It might be. You don't know what next year is going to bring for him, and it'd be a shame if he really fell off and didn't get that chance for the 10th, because I think that's special, and he deserves it.
Okay, Freeman, Goldschmidt, Max Muncy, first base.
Oh, that's a tough one. They're all good.
I have to go Freeman. There's no wrong answer, but I'm going to say Freeman. Because Freeman's he's another one I enjoy watching play.
Yeah, I mean, I like Freeman a lot. I like Muncy a lot. I like Goldschmidt a lot. And since this is basically a popularity contest, I'll go with Freeman.
Well, the stats have Muncy leading all MLB first baseman with a +7 outs above average. All MLB first baseman. But Freeman's in the World Series, so I'm giving the edge to Freeman just for that.
That's fair.
Second base, Ozzie Albies, Tommy Edman, Colton Wong. This would be Wong's 3rd straight Gold Glove.
Guy's really good. He's really good. Must be nice
I want
having
to say Albies, but my last impression of him in the game 2 of the World Series, he was very sloppy at second base.
That's actually true. That's a good point.
So, and I know that the World Series numbers don't count that, but that's not a good final impression you want to leave on people.
You can still pull it out.
But I still think it's going to go to Albies.
I'll take Colton Wong again. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wong too. The stats are overwhelming in his favor. Third base, Arenado, Manny Machado, Ryan McMahon.
The Cardinals infield is insane. Like at the corners too. Like they have 2 of the top corner infielders in all of baseball. It's annoying.
Yep.
I think they're going to make it a popularity thing, and Arenado is going to get it.
Machado's always good. You know, his numbers weren't typical, but yeah, I guess Arenado.
So the stats have McMahon matching Arenado with 10 outs above average. But it was McMahon who doubles up his former teammate in defensive run saved. So
yeah, I'm just looking at that now. Yeah.
6. So
maybe McMahon's not getting the recognition.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with Arenado.
That's why I think it's going to be a popularity thing, even though McMahon does deserve. He deserves the recognition.
Yeah, because I don't want to just go by numbers. I think based on I've always been saying this, so you need to look at the eye test. I think Arenado was sensational.
Yeah, Arenado's one of those guys. He checks all the boxes.
Short, Brandon Crawford, Lindor, Kevin Newman. Well, it's not going to be Lindor.
Oh shit!
Kevin Newman or Brandon
You
Crawford.
know what? I'm gonna go with Crawford just because of the way the Giants
Yeah.
run this year was just
Yep.
so out of nowhere, and I think the Giant players need that extra recognition. So
100%. I don't give awards to teams that are like losing teams. You know what I mean? Well, I give because you've not actually all right. The outs above average are good, but how much has it made a difference to the win column? The Giants, he helped in the win column big time. So I'm gonna go with Brandon Crawford for sure.
Make it a sweep.
Left field: Tyler O'Neill, David Peralta, AJ Pollock.
that's a tough one.
Cardinals' defense is insane.
Yeah, it really is insane.
He leads
They
all MLB outfielders with 12 defensive runs saved.
Has there not been a
Tyler
Cardinal yet in each category?
Outrageous. There's a lot of love given to the Pirates too. Shame the team's terrible.
Well, they just don't have the offense. I guess their defense is growing.
They don't have pitching either, and they don't have a very well-run organization, that's for sure. But they can defend. I guess I'll go with O'Neill. I mean,
Yeah, you guys, like we just said, the Cardinals' defense is insane. How to just look past them? It's really difficult.
Yeah, I'll go with clean sweep there. I like O'Neill. Center field: Harrison Bader, Brian Reynolds,
Hey, another
Jackie
Cardinal.
Bradley. Another Pirate.
Oh shit!
Brian Reynolds, Pirates.
who was the third choice?
Jackie Bradley Jr., the Brewers.
Oh man, he had a good year too. That's right. No one really talked about him that much either.
No, he was very under the radar this year.
We'll just give him to another Cardinal. Why not? The whole National League be Cardinals players.
Yeah,
The stats back you up, bro. The stats back you up.
Reynolds didn't have as good of a year as people might think. If you look at the advanced metrics, which everyone does, it's why I didn't pick Perez.
Right
field.
Yeah, you gotta say Bader. You look at the thing. Bader led the all NL center fielders with 15 DRS, while Bradley was second with 9. So Bader really. Here we go. It's the Cardinals again. So it's got to go to Bader.
I think so too. As I said before, you got to go with the W column. He made such a big difference for the Cardinals this year, so I like that. They're all very good outfielders. Brian Reynolds is a very good outfielder.
It's also their defense was a big part of that run at the end of the year. You know, as much as
clearly. The entire defense is nominated for a Gold Glove.
Right field: Mookie Betts, Adam Duvall, Mike Yastrzemski, the Giants.
Finally, not a Cardinal. All right, Mookie.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's really between Mookie and Yaz.
Really, no question about it, is it? Ask me Mookie. I love Mookie. If there's one player that I would have as a Yankee, it would be Mookie Betts. He's my dream Yankee, Mookie Betts.
He's an excellent player.
So, well, that's our Gold Gloves.
Was there one for pitcher?
Trying to think. These Gold Glove awards, I kind of think that they're getting, it doesn't have the same prestige as they used to. You know, a lot of these awards don't, because it really, when you use the eye test and compare it with the numbers, or use the numbers and compare it to what you see on the, with your eye test, no matter which way you how you prefer to analyze a player. It's always, and we fell victim to it a little bit doing this, as much as we would try not to. Is it really the popular name is the one that stuck to your head the most? Your gut is to go, oh, well, who's better? I know him better than the other guys. So it kind of, diminishes. I think it's starting to take away from these awards. The fact that you had, all this love for Ohtani. I think he just got some special made up award for something. I got to look that up. But
Actually, what award is that?
I'm going to look that up right now because there was something he got an award for that I have never heard of before.
Was it like outstanding player or something like that?
It was something weird.
Well, think about it. Nobody in baseball has done it since Babe Ruth. So, like,
is it the Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award?
Yeah. Have anybody ever heard of that before?
Well, I don't give a damn what Rob Manfred thinks about anybody. So,
yeah, don't forget the World Series trophy is a hunk of metal. So,
yeah, he'll be handing that out after this World Series. That hunk of metal's going to somebody. That piece of trash probably works for Peter. But, I don't. Ohtani did a lot this year that nobody has done before since in our lifetime. Like, he pitched well. He hit like a monster. He's fun to watch. He's popular. He's going to bring eyes to the sport from a different part of the globe too. People in Japan they're watching Major League Baseball to see what Ohtani's doing. He was popular over there, popular over here. He had it's the same effect as when Ichiro came here. People were watching. When Tanaka came here, people were watching. He's bringing eyes.
A comparison.
We've talked about before trying to build Major League Baseball to a broader audience. Ohtani does that.
I really want to like Ohtani, and I do. And I don't try. I try not to take away from his talent and his ability and what he's doing for the sport, because I'm always for whatever makes the sport more appealing. Go with it, but not at the expense of taking away from what was done in the past. It's got to be able to, mend, because baseball is all about remembrance. Remembering the heroes past. So it was the whole. As soon as the comparisons to Babe Ruth, I was like, he hasn't even thrown yet, and these guys are anointing him as the next savior of the game, because that's what Babe Ruth was. He saved baseball. Ohtani hasn't. Maybe not yet, but he hasn't.
In a sense, you can say he has, because the level of competition is obviously, because we're talking many, many more years into the future. None of us got to see Babe Ruth play. I don't know about you, Tats. You might have, but it's obviously a much different level of competition. I mean, look how many players you can argue should be MVP over Ohtani in the American League, right? Look how many great hitters, and Ohtani is pitching to a lot of these guys, and he's got the velocity, he's got movement. If he was just a pitcher, you'd be talking about him being a potential Cy Young winner. And if he's just a hitter, you're talking about him being Silver Slugger, MVP every single year. This is a 50 home run a year guy. We might never see this again. He might be the only one to ever do this in our lifetime. So I don't like the comparisons to Babe Ruth. I get that, because Babe Ruth did so much for the sport back then. Ohtani's probably not going to have that same impact. However, you're talking about a guy who's doing something we haven't seen in 100 years or whatever it's been. So, I mean, he deserves a lot, if not all of the credit. Maybe not all the praise, because some people are out there really, like, I don't want to say a really dirty term, but you get what I'm going at here. Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit, though. He's very fun to watch, and he's bringing the sport.
What gets fans, I think, what gets baseball fans frustrated is when it comes to Ohtani, is before the first pitch of spring training, they have him as he's going to be the best. Nobody's he's going to have the better season than everybody. And it's kind of, well, let the season play out. I don't think you can really analyze how a player's year is going to be until you get to, into August. That's what's going to tell you how the season's going for a player. That's when you start analyzing, all right, who's deserving of these awards? Not before spring training.
Yeah, that's fair. But I want to get Donald's opinion on this too, because I know he's like me as a big Ohtani fan.
Yeah, well, I'm just reading here in this Commissioner Award. So he is the first to receive the award since 2014, when Derek Jeter and longtime Dodger broadcaster Vin Scully were both recognized. So, so basically, what Manfred is saying here is we're seeing something that had never happened in nearly 90 years. It's really extraordinary to find a human being who can perform at the highest level at baseball as both a pitcher and a position player. It takes courage and fortitude not to make a single choice, but to actually excel at both things. So I think it's good PR for Manfred, considering he's the most unpopular commissioner in all of sports. To tie himself up with Ohtani, who's a phenomenal player, possibly generational. We don't know yet. And Ohtani, he accepted it very graciously. He says, "I know how special it is, and this is an award that isn't given out every year. I know that. I'm not fully sure if I really deserve it, but I will accept it." He's a humble dude. To be honest, I would give. I think he deserves some kind of recognition. I think
that's a very.
he's obviously never going to win a Cy Young, right? Because he's not good enough to be a Cy Young candidate. But he was still a very good pitcher over the piece. And offensively, he was a marvel, especially power-wise. So I think he does deserve some recognition for that, and I don't have any problem with it. And if you're going to be giving this award is obviously very special because the last person to receive is Derek Jeter, right? Now I'm never comparing the two because they're uncomparable.
Yeah,
Jeter is in another universe, right? We all know that, but Ohtani is obviously very good for the brand of baseball. That is why it's very important to be giving him some kind of recognition. So important for viewership around the world, the Asian market, the international market, and it adds interest to the game. Viewers love to want to tune in and watch Ohtani. He's an exciting player. So if you give him some kind of an award, I have no problem with that. He fully deserves it as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's fair. And like I said, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought that was a very respectful response to receiving the award. Like you said, very humble. And I'm not a hater. And I know a lot of people that really they don't want to acknowledge him at all. I do. But, it makes you wonder, what's going to happen when he ends up, only as a DH, so if I was to give myself advice with Ohtani, enjoy the two-way player that he is now, because in 5 years you might not be able to see it anymore. So it's time for baseball fans to really get on board and enjoy what you're seeing with Ohtani.
Even if he stays a DH, and he's still pitching, that's again something that we're not gonna see. We're not going to see that.
I'm saying where he's not pitching anymore because he's.
Oh. Okay.
Who knows? You don't know how long this two-way role is going to last in his career.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So maybe it's time to start enjoying what we're seeing in the moment rather than trying to diminish what he's doing and how the accolades he's getting. And even though I just wish he was on a more competitive team, because to see a player like him really make a postseason run, I think that's what baseball needs right now. Maybe Manfred needs to use his powers and tell the Angels, "Hey, you guys got to shape up because you got all these stars that are going nowhere."
Well, tell the Angels to stop spending all their money on offense when they have the the best offensive players in baseball, and they don't spend a dime on pitching.
Yep.
And what is their biggest issue every single year? What do they just take with every single draft pick this year? A pitcher. So maybe the Angels need to wake up.
Man, poor Trout. I know he's a boring fish, but he's, he deserves so much more out of the game. That team is not. They've, and I'm not going to say they don't try. Everybody, the players want to win, but the owners are not putting the right pieces around these guys. And we're starting to see that in New York too.
I mean, they did finesse us. They took prospects for Andrew Heaney, who should have been handed to us for a pack of gum. So, maybe they're doing something right.
Yeah, Andrew Heaney. Jesus Christ.
Don't remind me of that.
That trade deadline was looking so good to that point. That ruined the whole fucking trade deadline. That really pissed me off when they brought him in.
He's probably the reason why we didn't. Well, he's guaranteed the reason why we didn't get first place in the wild card and home field advantage.
He had one good start. That was it.
There's a chance that he cost us a Division II. There's now a slight chance because he cost us numerous games.
I would have said a division, but definitely.
Yeah, it's probably a stretch in the division, but 100% home field.
Yeah,
multiple 1,000% cost us the wild card top spot because look at all the games that you can pick one out of a hat of all his bad games. And there's a reason why one game was a difference between us being the home team or the away team. And literally, you could just put Andrew Heaney at the top of the list. Why did we not win it?
Yep.
Pick out of a damn hat. Was it the Field of Dreams game or the other game he gave up 17 runs when we punted? I mean, it's just brutal. The fact that he didn't get taken off the roster until like the day before the wild card game, and when he elected free agency. Let's see who picks him up. Again, an issue with our front office. They decided to keep him on this team and keep using him despite the fact that he had one good outing. God, I'm sick of this office.
I mean, listen, I actually thought the season was over after the Field of Dreams game because I don't see – it was just – I know it's just if you believe in, like, how his season's trending, when you blow a game – as exciting and historic as that game was, it doesn't tend to end up very well. It doesn't end up great at the end of the year. There was just too many gut punches. That was the king of the gut punch, and I felt, I think I can't see this team going anywhere. Because it was an insane comeback that we made. I was jumping around at 4:00 in the morning, UK time, 5:00 in the morning, and then just like that. It's over, done, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. I'm sorry, this team ain't going."
No, there's been a few but that one stands out as that was the gut punch of gut punches. Is that was set up for the Yankees to just say that they for that Field of Dreams game. But unfortunately, that did not happen. But that was the only win the White Sox had against us this year too.
Yeah. Another thing that annoyed me about our team is we were able to beat the White Sox. We were good against the Astros. We finished the season strong against the Red Sox, so we couldn't beat until the playoffs. But we even were okay against the Rays for a series. And then we just crapped the bed against Baltimore and Seattle and
Detroit.
Not Seattle, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit.
That Detroit series, that's going to haunt me all off season.
Now, that is one.
There's a lot of things this year that's going to haunt me. So,
yeah, but the reaction, I really wish we could have recorded that. Your reaction to that first game, absolutely brilliant. Donald's half asleep. No, you were just like gone. You were just laughing at it, like pure maniacal. I'm sick of this tired laugh.
Oh yeah, I was. I started laughing maniacally. That was hilarious.
I was just like that, and then Tats just went off like pure Brooklyn rage. Just took over Bobby.
Brooklyn Rage.
Yeah, they saw a different side of me that night. I woke up the whole fucking neighborhood. But we're gonna leave it there. Just remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You are listening to us on sportnam.com/player for SportsWire Radio. Just remember, where you pinstripe your pride, play hard.